Alright, I haven't really prepared for this video. I did make a little bit of notes so I don't forget anything I want to say. But I want to ask you guys to watch this completely to the end because it does end on a good note, okay? Um, just, uh, I've been struggling in my own life. It's been hard. I should be eating more. I feel weak. I'm going to start working on these things again. I've let depression sort of just get me down, and I'm breaking out of it. It's been a struggle, but I don't need to get into that. You all know about this factory shit. That was like 2 weeks of just draining my soul. The kind of people. Oh, it started 2 weeks ago. Don't distract me, please. Okay. The last 10 days were hard, but it started 2 weeks ago. And the reason why it's hard is because the kind of people that we're dealing with, I mean, there's a lot of screaming, name calling, yelling, and it's the energy that I don't thrive in. I don't do well at all. It makes me sick, actually. So I'm really happy that that's all over. I don't care that it didn't work out. I'm just glad it's over. Now I want to talk about the Ibogaine thing, the reason for all this. Here's amazing. This place is great. This is a great place to treat people with money for luxury. People who want to spend a big dollar to be treated in heaven. This is a great place for it, and I'm having no problems making the connections to be able to do that. Here we even can have the ozone and chelation and all the vitamin stuff brought to the house. So these people with money are going to just stay in some fucking penthouse on the beach or in the jungle, and everything's going to be brought to them. All right? That's going to be a high price. Baja, Sarah and Robert, where you guys are, I think it's awesome that you're nestled in there because the presence in Baja is very important, and I think most of our work is going to happen there still. So I'll be doing a lot of flying there. Sometimes you guys will need to come here. But it's really important over there in Baja, especially because Ibogaine's really, really hitting the news, and the news is stating that everyone's going into Baja. So that kind of takes away people looking at down here. So what I want to get into next is the business I've been reminded. Talk. I want to talk about you guys individually for a second, okay? I'm gonna just read it because I'm tired. Sarah, when I first saw you in Rosarito, when you and Robert came together and we talked, in your eyes I could see a light. I could see you were hurting and you were scared, but I saw a light. And then when you mentioned that you were a nurse, just something in my stomach told me right away, I'm like, this is no coincidence. I can see this is a really wonderful person. She's a nurse. You mentioned how you wanted to get into Ibogaine and Robert too, and so it was like, wow, okay. So the test came, for when we treated Muhammad, and you nailed it. You hit it out of the park. You were amazing. You did everything perfect, okay? And he was not an easy client. So thank you so much, okay? You're needed here for your talent and your skill and everything you bring to the table. Holly, nobody knows my mind better than you because I think we might actually share the same brain. I don't have to ask. You don't have to ask. We just sort of seem to know where we are at all times. I've never experienced that before. And what did I write? I'm sorry. This is actually kind of hard for me. I'm going to get all emotional and shit. You're someone that I trust as much as I trust myself. And you too are amazing with difficult clients. Your first client was the hardest client that I've ever had in my life. And it was your first. And you were so amazing. And you saved me from going crazy. So I love you for that. And you've always been that way. And you're always right there when you can be, when you can get down to Mexico. So, Holly, I love you. Thank you. Next person. Mom, I don't need to go into this because I talk to you all the time about how much I love you and how good you are at this. Sarah and Robert got to see how good you are at this. You're above anyone in this industry, Mom. You're that good, okay? And I know times are difficult for you, and I love you, and it's hard up there. But we're gonna work something out so you could come down often. You could stay for longer periods of time, and I love you, and thank you for the help that you've given. Robert, well, Robert, you are my Mac Mittens. All right, that goes without saying. When it's time to go, you're already moving. And I love that about you. Just go, do that shit. And that kind of speed and motivation is something that sometimes I really need to have by my side because I start to slow down. What else? You also don't bullshit. And you're also someone I like to have next to me during difficult decisions. All right? And you yourself are a medicine man. And I know it's going to come out, and I would love to be a part of that, to see that. And you're going to bring so much to this table. Like, you don't even know it yet, but I know it. I see it. I love having you on board. It's really important to me. Another thing I want to talk about, so I want to take it all back to the drawing board. All right? Let's start this shit from scratch, because everything, like, let's take it back to the drawing board, and I want to talk to you guys about partnership. Okay? Because I don't want anyone getting overwhelmed. I don't want anyone feeling left out. We all want to do this just as bad as the next, I believe. And we're all so talented and so gifted. And so I hope we can find a way all soon to get together and talk at a round table and come together with this idea, something that we can all succeed on together. Because I know we could be one of the most successful ibogaine practices in the world. I know it because our program is that good. And our team is even better than the program. All right, I love you guys.